What is up, guys? This is Olympio coming at you with a discussion video today about rituals and can they ever be tier 1. Now, if you don't know, there is some new support coming up and a new archetype coming up for rituals that are the N'Kloths, and I'm very excited to kind of see that that's coming out, and I will be doing a future discussion on them very soon. But I want to talk about the rituals that are now and the rituals that are in the future. Rituals now are very difficult to kind of stand up to the meta. They're a very old mechanic now, and although they have a lot of searches and a lot of support, they just really haven't got going. There have been big ones like the Gishki's Herald of Perfection, and kind of Demise OTK was around as well. But there haven't really been any other ones that have really impacted on the meta at all. Now, Gishki's could have impacted on the meta with Gus Kraken if it didn't get absolutely nuked. And Herald of Perfection has had its tops, is an absolute ball ache for a lot of people to deal with, and it is up there still, but it's more of a tier 3, maybe a stretch tier 2 deck. If you look at the fundamentals of ritual summoning, you basically have to have 3 cards. With ARA, that does cut down because you can send it from the deck to the graveyard, but that means you have to put vanillas in your deck, and vanillas mean normal monsters, which runs the risk of giving you dead draws because no one really wants to draw a vanilla monster. To ritual summon, you basically, if we don't use ARA, we have to have 3 cards at least. You have to have the ritual monster, the ritual spell card, and then the tribute or tributes for the actual ritual summon. It's a very old mechanic, and considering how many cards you now have in your hand, which is 5 if you start, that's 3 cards straight away that are going to be out of your hands, and it's really heavy impact. It opens you up to a lot of inconsistencies if you're running rituals, because you have to have combo pieces, and any deck that has a lot of combo pieces that only really do one thing, you're going to run into problems. That is one of the main reasons why rituals aren't up there anymore, because they've been power creeped. Because they're just too slow. They just cannot stand up to the meta because there are just too many combo pieces that they are running that they just can't get there in time. To improve on rituals, you basically need to allow another ARA. There need to be 3 ARAs legal. There's only 2 now. There needs to be 3, and I think that will happen very soon. And you need to have, for at least the future cards, a spell card that allows you to either ditch to use monsters in the graveyard already or from the extra deck. Now, I've always said this, and there is actually a ritual card from the N'Kloths that now allow this, that you can send a monster from the extra deck to the graveyard, which is very important, because that means you don't have to have dead targets in your deck. It's really important that you try and keep up the consistency for these decks, you reduce the amount of dead cards that you can draw, and having cards just out of the way in the extra deck to utilize is really good. As I said, I'll do a discussion on that later, but can rituals be tier 1 ever again? The answer is, unless they fix the mechanic, no. And will they fix the mechanic? Probably not. I feel the N'Kloths could have a really good chance of being up there. While I don't think they'll be tier 1, I think they'll be tier 2, maybe even tier 1.5, really on the fringe, but they need to have really good support just for them that no one else can use. The monsters that they're bringing out now are pretty decent, and I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on them and playing the deck and seeing what else they can do and what other support they bring out for it. But for the meantime, they need to have really good support for any ritual deck to actually be tier 1. Because as I said, the fundamental flaw is how rituals are summoned. It's just such a heavy cost, and if that all falls through, it's a real big problem. Gishki's kind of got around that, because they had monsters that you could use for the whole summon. You could also ditch cards to search out basically everything. And rituals do have things like Manju, Sonic Bird, Senju, Preparation of Rites for the level 7 or lowest to actually search out. And it's really good. They have a fuck ton of searches. But it's still a problem, because no matter how many searches you have, the fundamental key way to ritual summon something is the problem. So I want to know what you guys think of actual ritual summoning. Can it ever be tier 1 again? And I said, let me know down in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.